Right, what we have here now is Zara and Hanno, please.
Kia ora everybody, thank you. I'm Zara Potts and this is Hanno Sander. Sorry, I'll leave you to introduce yourself.
I'm Hanno from the Coastal Pathway Group.
This is a personal submission. Poor old Sarah Templeton's probably sick of me banging on about this. But actually I'd just like to recognise Sarah for all of the support that she's given us and say it's been really, really appreciated. We've been reaching out to lots of different agencies and you have been really supportive, so thank you for that. Anyway, my name is Zara Potts. I live on Beachville Road. It's opposite the Coastal Pathway. It's a very beautiful area. If you've been down the Coastal Pathway, you will know that. It's a culturally significant area, well utilised by visitors and locals alike. The newly constructed Coastal Pathway, thank you for being behind that, is something that Ōtautahi can be really proud of, as it enhances an area that is rich in coastal marine activity. Now, 4 weeks ago, One New Zealand, which is formerly Vodafone, started work to upgrade an existing cell phone tower, one that was relatively unobtrusive on Beachville Road on the Coastal Pathway. The upgrade was substantially larger than the pole that was there, so it's about 5 times the cubic volume, right in the middle of the Coastal Pathway at one of the most scenic spots next to the reserve where children play. Now, we understand that the legislation around telcos putting up cell phone towers is incredibly enabling, and we know that the council is hamstrung in terms of what it can do. However, we've kind of gone through a lot of the district plans and the rules and the legislation, and I believe that there are things that you can do to prevent this from happening in the future, and that is perhaps to look at the overlays in the district plan and make sure that any of those areas are protected and protected better. You know, the situation that we find ourselves in with this particular pole is that there is it's on the overlay of the what's it called, the land, an area of thank you, stops halfway, and there's basically about 10 metres that the telco uses to put the cell phone there, and then it continues again. So I mean that should really be connected and continued all the way along, so that it's not looked at as a road reserve. So I guess what I'm saying, I can see my time running out, so I'll just skip forward. I guess what I would like to suggest is that you make those overlays preemptively protective of any area that is culturally significant or just scenically significant, and particularly with the Coastal Pathway, which has had a huge amount of community support as a multi-million-dollar pathway. I don't know if you would like to talk to that a little bit, Hanno.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the council and councillors for your support of the Coastal Pathway. We've put a lot of effort into building the safe 4-meter wide shared pathway to link the communities. And so we were very distressed to see this cell phone tower right in the middle of the pathway taking up much more space than it did in the past, and it not having been protected. And so we were not consulted. We weren't informed about that at all. And I think the best way forward is to look at the district plan and look at the zoning of a coastal pathway and possibly other pathways like that, and make sure that they're not designated as a roadside reserve, which enables utilities to basically build whatever they want without any oversight.
And I think it's important to say that with 5G, the coverage is much less than it is with the old towers. So we could see a proliferation of these towers. They could go all the way down Beachville Road. They could go all along the Coastal Pathway if it's designated as road reserve. So again, perhaps designating places like that as esplanades would give it a national protection. So I guess I'm just imploring you to think about that and to make sure that those areas are as protected as possible.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sarah. Time for one question, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to make a statement. I've got one going up right outside my house, which I'm really, really annoyed about. But neighbours are filthy, but we can't do anything. But yeah, I really sympathise in terms of a scenic area like Beachville Road, and obviously we're recording these. Because I think there'd be a few of us who'd be keen to see that they're not put up. And that she's right. The legislation is incredibly enabling. There's virtually nothing you can do, which is understandable. But there are some things that are sacred, and views for some people are sacred. So, yeah.
Might be worth considering, Councillor Barbara, a remit to LGNZ as well.
Do have some discretion in it. I mean, we actually can do a lot through our district plan and our infrastructure design guidelines, but this has been raised before, and it might be good for councils to get a briefing on it and make that available to the community, because I think there are levies we can pull.
How are you talking? Who said you could talk? Righto, because everyone else had a bit of a go. Tim?
So did you say there's a gap of like 10 metres or something in the... So the wording's something like significant scenic or some
Outstanding scenic landscape,
Yeah,
I think it
that's
is, yeah.
So there's a gap in the waterfront.
It's hard to say, because on the district plan, the boundaries, you can see the green line of where it should, and then it sort of stops, and then it goes into the reserve, and there's basically a little gap that has been exploited. Although if you measure it according to the scale of the map, they're actually, the cell phone tower is actually about 4 feet into it. So it is a matter of interpretation. And I think that they interpret broadly for themselves. And I think that, if council can do something to broadly interpret it for council and residents and visitors, that'd be great.
Could we follow up on that, because it's kind
Yes,
of an
we've
interesting...
got a note.
Thank you. Cheers.
I've got plenty of stuff I can send through in just.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Hello, right, we've got Mary, please.